And while they're saying it, they're like, look, this is what I do. Look at the results. So it's almost like I'm just showing somebody. It's like I could do it. But the thing is, but nowadays I'm very curious about. I just ask for it. I don't do a response. Say, hey, what's so talk about?
Wait, no, seriously, how do I get rid of these?
I'll show you what to do. I'll show you how to work out. Very respectful.
So annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So what I did is so funny. I did 4 of my 3 days in a row.
Oh yeah, I love the green vestibules. That's bright and airy.
Yeah.
We were at the STS on Saturday.
Who's ready?
It's a big STS.
Yeah.
That STS was bigger than my first extravaganza. It was my big life-changing event that I've been. I thought, you know what? That was actually a bigger event. Like that was, and you guys have it every month.
I know.
I'm excited. Yeah. Isn't it great?
Well, I'm really excited for April. I have people coming in from New York.
Maybe I should do a training with you and figure out what to do.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
You too. Always. R.A.B.
I wanted to leave and I stayed for that because it actually changed a lot.
You have it too?
Oh, you already know. Right.
It's kind of a trip, like literally.
Nani! Ben!
Yeah, no, I saw them wrapping this up. They were talking about. I was like, I need to learn that stuff.
They can do it right after TGIM.
Yeah, she's actually doing a monthly.
Can you check and see if
It's
it's
like
like
a $35 membership.
Yeah, it's
I love it. Are your abs sore? Are your legs sore?
Oh, you're watching them.
No, go to my girl.
But she's doing like a starter course and then that's starting out.
I heard that.
All right, everybody, welcome to TGIM. Well, hello to everybody that's tuning in from space. We love having you. Yay. So, I wanted to go around because we have a relatively small group, and someday it's going to be so big that we won't be able to actually go around and say everybody's name and have this intimacy. So let's go around. We'll hear your name, and we'll hear one thing you love. Melissa.
My name. I'm Melissa Locks, and one thing I love.
Yeah.
I love waking up to Mondays and being so fired up about them. I remember dreading, like, Sunday nights were the worst night ever because it just meant like a whole week of dreaded work. And to have that shift of Monday morning and all the opportunities and what's possible for a week to come out on a Monday morning, I'm just really excited right now.
Yeah.
I love my family.
I'm
and
Sarah.
I'm Sarah, sorry. And I love my family, and I'm just really present to it because they're coming to visit on Friday.
Woo! Nice.
My name's Nick, and I love my car.
I love that. That's awesome. Heather, will you share in the back?
Yeah, hi, I'm Heather. I love knowing that we have so much stability in our lives. I'm just thinking about the week and the month ahead and just how much growth there is, and to be in a position where so many people are unsure of their life right now, and I just feel so much stability. So I'm just very grateful for that.
Love stability. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Sarah.
I'm Sarah also, and I love having friendships where we can talk about huge things like our vision for the world and for life and for the planet, and it's just like a normal conversation.
Awesome. Very good.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I love growth and possibilities.
All right, Jennifer.
Hi, my name's Robin,
And she's visiting from London.
Yay!
Yay!
I love music, just because I'm a singer and just how it makes me feel and how I can express myself.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Robin. Excellent.
My name is Steph Rosen, and I love dancing and art. I met a guy yesterday, and he does like art, and it just re-sparked my own passion to get back into painting. So
And what do you love about it? What does it do for you that makes you love it?
it frees me up to express myself, to just do what I want, and how I think and feel. Like how someone else's workout is like their way of getting an emotion out. Mine is dancing and art.
Awesome.
Woo!
Yeah.
My name's Layla, and I love family. And I'm very excited. I'm going to go, as you all know, some of us are going to Paris for the Herbalife Honors event, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I'm able to see my family, who I haven't seen in 4 to 7 years, in Europe and in Morocco.
My name's Heather Cullen, and I love surrounding myself with people who believe in my dreams, our dreams, and surrounding myself with people that constantly challenge me to get better, to be better. Who I'm being is who they're challenging.
Yeah, I like that
And you're one of them.
Yeah. I'm Laura, and she stole mine. But I
Maybe because you just did that to me.
I love accountability, and I love surrounding myself with people that push me to be the best version of myself and make me grow my container to be better every single day. I love my tag team.
Nice. Let's tag team, everybody! Yeah. Yes. And your face.
Really aggressive.
I'm Jay, and I love having the freedom to do what I want.
Nice.
Freedom to do
When
what you
I
want.
want.
Yeah, who likes freedom?
Yeah.
Freedom! Okay. Nani.
I'm Nani, and I love the growth of our team and the growth in myself, and that I'm seeing everyone grow into every day. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear for growth.
Hello everyone, my name is Ray. I love life. I love life in general. I love where my life is going.
Beautiful.
I love my schedule, and I also love my family, of course, number one. But I love life in general. I love being alive.
Great. And what are you doing with your life?
Just trying to take my life to the next level.
Awesome. I like that. All right. Devon.
Oh, definitely. Hi, everybody. My name is Devon, and I love growth. I think I had to figure out, you know how we go through transitions in our lives and we learn who we are? It was something that I always known, just honing in on my character as a person and learning that I love the idea of always growing and always being better. So, you know, go through some transitions, learn that about yourself, and realize that growth is something that I truly, truly love.
And what's one way that you grew this week?
This week?
Or this past week, so that you can bring it into this week?
This past week, actually doing some work with Casey, my accountability partner, and we did some invites together, and it was crazy. Like we did some invites, and then
I don't know what happened, like a switch.
I don't know
kinda
what
flipped.
happened.
Something, it just happened, and a switch kind of flipped. And then it was like I almost couldn't stop doing them, like any interaction turned into like.
So, Devon, let's get rigorous for a second.
Yes.
So let's not chalk it up to something happened and I don't know how, because if you don't know how, then it won't happen again. So if you had a guess,
Yes.
what would be the switch? What caused that to happen? What shifted inside of you?
I think after you get past those natural
After
jitters,
I get past?
after I got past those natural jitters, what I noticed was it became kind of like a what's the worst that could happen, and then once you get past like, oh, I'm gonna be known as the Herbalife guy. Once you get past that and realize the people who are in their communities known as the Herbalife person are the people flying up the marketing plan and they're living the best life ever, it's kind of like, well, okay, I'll take that.
Awesome. So what I heard you say, just so that we have it clear and so that people here can hear, is that you noticed that there were conversations that were holding you back and causing you to feel maybe judged or judging yourself or feeling small. And when you realized that it's the very conversations you were judging that people were moving up the marketing plan and having big results from, you said, I'm taking those conversations on.
You got all of that.
Awesome! Yeah! Nice! Great. You're the last one. She already shared.
Okay.
Let's go.
What am I sharing?
What you love.
I love.
And your name.
My name is Scott.
Scott.
I
Welcome.
love my family. I love my future.
Oh, no one said future. And what's in your future that you are looking forward to achieving?
In my future is living the best life and achieving my dreams.
And what's one dream
One dream
that
is-
you're on the road to achieving? Not a dream that you've never had, but a dream that's actually a
I
step.
can hear him just like, oh, go ahead, say it.
Come on, come on, let's go. I'm glad someone's got your back.
Just continue my acting career and being the best.
So what's one step towards that?
A better body.
Awesome! Love it. So you guys, welcome, and let me tell you a little bit about me. So I'm Monica. Here, let me get on screen for a minute. Sorry, you're gonna get the side of my head, but you're gonna have to just deal with that. Okay. So I'm Monica. I have a master's in spiritual psychology. I've been in the Herbalife business for 10 months now, and actually not, something like that. And my husband is the reason that we got into it. We didn't join as coaches at first. We spent about a year getting health results. He had some severe health conditions that required a massive life change. He got incredible results, and then I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, we'd been trying for 4 years, so I said, okay, he got amazing results. His amazing results may have contributed to me getting pregnant. I want to find out more about these products. So I went to 4 specialists and my high-risk pregnancy specialist doctor with all my canisters and jars of product, and I said, can you give me an approval on every one of them? He said, yes, I can. They're amazing. It's got this and this and this. This is great for brain development. This is great for weight loss. This is great for all the different reasons that I needed to hear. And I jumped on my program. And as a result of being on my program, I only gained baby weight during my pregnancy, which was different than my first 2, where I gained additional 10 pounds more than what I gained with this last pregnancy. And then when I had the baby, what took me 9 months or 12 months to lose the baby weight, it took me 12 weeks to lose all of it plus an additional 7. So, and then 6 weeks after that, I lost another 12. So I don't know where I was hiding it, but I was hiding it. And the point is to say, when you have the right nutrition, it feeds you and it feeds the body's feeding on you. So for men, you won't understand that, but for women, it's a really important thing to know, because it gives you a completely different experience of carrying the weight and carrying the responsibility as a mother and really sustaining life. So when we look at it as just a health result, like Scott was saying, it's so much more than that. And what these weeks are going to be on Mondays is an opportunity to break open your mind and start looking at things from new dimensions. So what I like to start with is, I always like to start, you'll hear this over and over and over, and part of what I start with is to give you permission, and part of what I start with is to giving you training. So how you show up at anything in your life is very important. Why? Because who you be in the matter of your life impacts the people around you and who they get to be. So consider today that when you showed up, there was a beautiful opportunity to show up not just on behalf of you and what you were seeking to gain, but on behalf of a team or a collective group of people from which you are going to contribute and get contributed to, as well as learn. And so I invite you to look at that not just from you sitting in a chair getting some value today, but how do you bring that value and that information forward? So last night, who was at the bonus class? Awesome. So once every few months, I lead a bonus class. And in that bonus class, what I asked people to do is no longer walk into something where you learn and walk out of the door without passing it forward. Why is that important? Because if you learn it and you keep it inside, then you'll forget it. Because it won't necessarily have the impact on you that it could have when you share it with someone else and it impacts their life in a way you couldn't have imagined. And the more we impact people, the more we're practicing invitations, the more we're practicing opportunities, the more we're practicing rapport building, the more we're practicing the very skills we need to be successful in our businesses, in our lives, in our communication. And the more successful we also need to be in being leaders of teams of people. So regardless of where you are in this business, the point is that you get the opportunity to really connect with who you are and the gift you are on this planet. So today, however you showed up, whatever you came from, if you turned left before 10 o'clock and you got a ticket, or you were in a hurry and felt like you were behind, or you had a great day or a bad day, or you got enough sleep or you didn't get enough sleep, whatever it is, just acknowledge yourself, take your hand, reach it around your back, tap you on the back, and just acknowledge yourself. I got here. No matter what I had to deal with, I got here, and thank you. Let's everybody say thank you together. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. That's for you, and that's for everybody in the room. Because how often do we wake up into a life that is challenging and we don't actually thank ourselves for waking up? And then facing the challenge, and we get done with one challenge, a new one pops up, and we don't thank ourselves for the one that we handled. And then we wonder why our life feels like a whole bunch of challenges and it feels really heavy. So thank yourself for all of the opportunities that you have to work through something and learn something about yourself, and then pay it forward. Do I have your permission to ask that?
Yes.
And will you do that when you leave out this door today?
Yes.
Awesome. So, Heather, what's one way that you're going to share with someone when you leave out the door today?
The space that I'm being, just the conversations that I have with them, I'm taking all of your energy and what I got this morning and sharing that.
Beautiful, great. And Jennifer, what are you going to do?
I am gonna post another motivational thing on Facebook and just invite more people to come and join in growing and becoming more of themselves.
Perfect, wonderful. Robin, what about you?
I think, well, while I'm here, I'll be speaking to my mum like every day anyway. So I think I'm going to pass it on to her because back home we don't get this kind of group and like energy from a lot of people because it's a whole different mindset in London and in England in general. So I think it'll be good to just pass that on to her and just of what I've learned today.
Awesome, excellent. Devon?
I think I'm going to start off by sharing it with other members on my team and my downline.
Great.
Let them know. Just share it with them.
Great. So one of the ways that you can make sure that you got the lessons that you're learning as we share today is by sharing, right? So please don't wait for me to call on you. When you have something to share, you're inspired or something touches you, raise your hands, start talking, whatever you need. It's not formal. This is really a casual, comfortable place where we're in a conversation. I'm not leading. I just happen to be sitting here so that I can at least, manage the computer. But this is really a collective conversation. And at some point, maybe it'll turn into a circle. I'm not exactly sure. We're just working it out right now. But you are the contribution. We need your feedback. We need your contribution. We need your insights because that's what makes us all grow together. Right?
Yes.
Awesome. Who's ready for a good time? Yeah. So the structure and the format is revealing itself. And I never get attached to the way something should be or has to be because if I did, then it would only be limited to that possibility. So if you guys have ideas about how this could grow, how you would own it, what you would do, I would love for you to share with me. Not in front of necessarily the whole group, but come and share with me. Let's brainstorm and create together so that you guys are really getting each week some way that you're contributing and some growth. The other thing that I'm going to say is for now, part of this design is that we have an inspirational video. We watch it, and what I'm going to ask you to do is watch it from a couple of places, okay? So typically, Heather, how do you watch something? When you observe something on YouTube or you get some personal development, how do you watch it?
I would say I watch it from a couple different lenses. I watch it to just receive it myself. I watch it thinking about how the people around me are receiving it, and then I also watch it of how I can contribute it to people throughout my day.
Beautiful, great. So 3 lenses. I love that. Ray, what about you? How do you watch things?
That's a great one. I watch it. I guess I just watch it and really observe. Really observe what's going on. The actors, the actresses that are actually on the video. I watch it, and if it's beneficial to me, then I make sure that I take a lot from it to where I can teach it to someone else.
Perfect. I am thrilled he just said that. Devon, why am I thrilled he said that?
Because
What did he just say?
he just said that when he's watching stuff, he's observing it and he's taking it in. And then the last thing, which I think the point that you loved, was the fact that he said he wants to learn it, watch it, observe it, so that he could potentially share it.
Okay, great. Ray, what if it's not beneficial to you?
If it's not beneficial to me, then I'll find something else. Will be no.
That's the point. Okay, you guys? Listen, you watch things through the lens of, does it work for me or not? And if it doesn't, I'll find something else. If you don't look for what's great in it, you won't find it. So Ray, from now on, anything that you've ever watched that you don't like, I'm going to request that you go back one thing at a time and find something in it that really serves you. Why? Because you look through a different lens when you start looking for what's golden in something than if you look for what's wrong. And if we're assessing and evaluating in a video, can you imagine what we're doing in our lives? Right? So, do I have your word that you will not judge a video, an actor, and their delivery, but rather look for the gold underneath?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's hear for Ray. Thank you. All right, so we're going to jump into a video. So are you ready, Val? Do I need to do anything? He was born ready to have Valentine Abudo. I'll do my best to have you be able to watch it and hear it, but if you can't, then I'll play the video and put a link on. Ready?
Gotta live till my time's off. But now I'm here, I cannot go soft. I found myself and the rest got lost. I'll be the last one that they write off. I gotta live till my time's off. But now I'm here, I cannot go soft. I found myself and the rest got lost. I'll be the last one that they write off.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. and welcome to the final. That's right. I know you like E. We off into the second quarter limit. You still talking about first quarter limit because it was so dynamic. It was so powerful. I watched my life. Listen to me. I thought last year was something. I watched my life change from January to February to boom. I thought we was already doing it. Whole nother level. So this is the last one. We're in the lab, baby. What are we doing in the lab? Listen to me. We taking a step back. We analyze it. We critique it. Listen to me. We're not letting our haters critique. We're not letting the critics critique. We're critiquing ourselves. Are you hearing me? So back in the lab again. All right? Back in the lab again. We about to plan, baby. So that's my last one. We talked about letting it pass. Some stuff, you got to let it go. We talked about not being perfect because nobody is. We talked about perfecting the day. And my final one, baby, my final one is, listen to me, I don't plan anymore. You say, E.T., you lost your mind. That's what we're doing right now. We're in the planning session. Listen to me. What I mean by I don't plan anymore is I don't plan for events. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I don't plan for events anymore because I don't never know. I never know when they're coming, baby. I don't plan for events no more. Well, what do you plan for? I plan for the process. Because something might happen tomorrow, and I gotta be ready for it. Now, quickly, I gotta do this one. I promise not to take a long time. The NBA, the NFL lockout blew my mind. I don't know how many of y'all might have been hurt because there wasn't no game, but I studied. And what I discovered in the lockout, you heard me, the lockout. I got a gym out the lockout. I got something that revolutionized my life when I saw that lockout. I noticed that there are two types of people I discovered in this world. The lockout taught me. There are two types of people. There's one group that said, well, ain't gonna be no football this year. Ain't gonna be no basketball this year, or it won't start when we normally start. So guess what they did? They chilled. Yeah, I paused because I let you hear. Because they thought there was not going to be an NBA. They thought it might not be an NFL. They sitting on the couch drinking beer. They sitting on the couch chilling. They playing video games. And there was another group that said, if it is an NBA or not, if it is an NFL season or not, I am an athlete. I am a professional. So whether there's a game or not, I wake up and shoot. What? You're not hearing what I'm saying? I heard him last week. He called me up. First, he was on Twitter. He said, E.T., thanks, bro. I got up today at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm practicing my soccer game, football. I'm practicing. I'm doing my thing. I said, man, I'm proud of you. He said, but guess what? That's not what's important. I said, well, you got up at 5 o'clock in the morning? What could be more important than that? He said, I'm not on the team, Eric. He said, I didn't make the soccer team, but I'm getting up at 5 o'clock every morning practicing as if I made it. There are two types of people. There are people who plan for events, and when the events don't show up, they don't show up. And then there's another group that's hungry, and they want it as bad as they want to breathe. And whether there's an event or not, they getting up. Whether there's an opportunity or not, they getting up and getting dressed. They getting up, they getting out, and they going to make it happen. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I don't plan for events anymore. I plan because it's a part of the process. I plan because I'm a professional. I plan because I create my own luck. So every week we're doing TGIM. Sometimes I got to stop and start all over again. Sometimes I got to do it twice. Sometimes I got to do it 3 times. And so then when I went to Atlanta for my first commercial, it's coming out, baby. You're going to see it. My first voiceover, I get in the room, and guess what they asked me to do? They said, E.T., we're going to do this 4 or 5 times. We want you to do it fast. We want you to do it slow. But guess what? It didn't bother me. I nailed it. They couldn't believe it. They said when they heard me, they wanted to go out and do push-ups. Why? Because they didn't realize long before I got to the commercial, I was already at the commercial. Long before I did my first commercial, I was already in the studio 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So when I finally got my opportunity, when I was finally there in the middle of my dream, I didn't have no hiccup. When I got to my dream, I didn't mess up. When I got to my dream, I nailed it. All 6 of the voiceovers, I nailed them. Why? Because I planned before there was an event. And so when the event came, you know what I'm saying? Some of you will never be. You'll never have. You'll never do. Because you sitting around waiting on a phone call. Because you sitting around waiting for somebody to give you an opportunity. Because you better hear what I'm telling you. I need you to plan as if it is going to happen. I need you to plan as if it already happened. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? And it's your boy E.T. saying in the first quarter, baby, in the first quarter, one of my secrets was I planned. And guess what? Boom, Egypt. And when I stood before 10,000 people, baby, I didn't have no hiccups. Are you not hearing what I'm saying? I need you to hear what I'm saying. I need you to hear the interpreter. That wasn't my first time with an interpreter. I had an interpreter 2 or 3 times. Once with a Spanish interpreter, 2 or 3 times with a Haitian interpreter. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That wasn't my first time with an interpreter. And so when I got up, I was able to nail it because I had been there before. Did you hear me? I've been there before. I've been there. I've done that before. I did it. And you better learn that you gotta go into the future and you gotta see what you want to do. Then you come back in your present and you start working on it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Egypt, affiliate summit, nailed it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The NFL gig, nailed it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm not bragging. I'm telling you the truth. The high schools, West Bloomfield, Abbott Middle School, are you hearing me? Nailed it. And so it's your boy E.T. saying, listen to me very closely. Yesterday is in the past. You might not have planned properly. You might have been planning for events. Get over it. You got the tools now. There's some things you need to pass on. You got it. There's some things you need to say, no, good. You think just doing bad stuff. Listen to me. No. You got it. I'm wrapping it up. You got to say no to some good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff is going to stop you from doing the great stuff. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? Because listen to me. Some people say, I can't get that up. You listen to me. Are you going you're willing to give up a lifestyle, a destiny for a vice? You're going to hold on to a vice. You're going to keep a vice, something in your life that can hurt you, something that can't help you, let it go. And then you're going to let something good stop you from great. You ain't got to be perfect. You heard me. You ain't got to be perfect. But you got to perfect the day and finally stop planning for events. Stop planning for things and start planning for your future. Start getting yourself ready so when you get there, it's a done deal. So, yep, you didn't do all of that stuff. So that's okay. Say goodbye to the past and embrace your future. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. And finally, listen to me. Without struggle, there's no progress, all right? Stop tripping. Diamonds are made under pressure. We're gonna be all right, boo. It's gonna turn into a diamond. Stop murmuring, complaining, and whining. And finally, you can't live off potential for the rest of your life. So get up, and go get you some. It should be it's real. It's real. And it's not just happening to me. That's why I'm talking to you. It happened for me, a high school dropout. It can happen for you. 12 years to get 4 years free. So get up, and go get yours.
Go get yours.
What was that video called?
Stop planning.
Stop.
Eric Thomas, Stop Planning. Who's inspired?
Yes.
So, who's going to teach us something that inspired them? Raise your hand. Go, Nani.
I loved when he said, let go of your vices, because all of us have things that we like that are not always the best for ourselves or our business or others, but we like them and we do them anyway. But if you let that go, imagine where you're gonna go. You know, I love that part.
Awesome. Devon.
The whole stop planning aspect or for events, I think like I'm guilty of that. Like planning for an event and maybe it doesn't happen or it doesn't fall through.
Oh, and I didn't do well, so I better not show up.
No.
Who else has ever said that? Who else has ever said that in here? Come on, you guys. Right? You're not alone. So what are you going to do different?
Plan for life.
How?
It's sort of staying ready and not having to get ready. Which
Great.
is why he was able to nail everything as it came up. He was already ready.
And Scott, you're going to hold him to that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes we let ourselves off the hook and we don't have someone that's holding for us to do it. Right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that video was half our conversation on the way over.
Perfect. Thank you for intuiting it. I appreciate the feedback. It's awesome. Thank you, Scott. Sarah.
I was going to share just to relate it to the business when he said, he always says he's already there. Like he already knew what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, and that's why he nails it every single time. And when I look at successful people in the business, I mean, we're all successful, but like the Brian Holyfield, it always hits me that he knew from day one that he was president's team. And there was no other question in his mind, no other option, and that's what caused his actions, and then that's what caused him to have what he has now 2 years later. And so as E.T. was saying that, it just related so much to how we operate here and how I operate as myself in my daily life. Like if I am what I'm striving for, then the results are totally different than, oh, I'll be that way when I hit wherever I'm going for.
Awesome. Melissa.
I love Eric Thomas, and I'm always like amazed by just the energy and the passion. And I'm watching him, like I never noticed him like sweaty. Like, it just struck me as, you know, he's so passionate about what he's saying. And where in our lives are we passionate and how are we expressing it? Because it doesn't have to look like that, but where are we expressing it and how, so that people do feel that energy that is behind whatever it is that we're excited about in life. So I'm excited to start asking those questions to other people on my team.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, Stephanie.
When you said you can't live off potential for the rest of your life, I remember watching this video months back and I said the same thing, and it's something that we've talked about, but it's, you know, something in my team that I see is everybody's hesitating, and I'm just going to share that with everyone.
And what's one thing that you can do to support them through the hesitation?
You know, reminding them why they have that dream.
So what if it wasn't up to you to remind them? What could you elicit in them? Because, you know, wait 1 second.
Okay.
Who here has ever felt like someone tells you what to do or has talked at you? Okay, and how well do you respond to people talking at you?
Not very well.
Right, why? Why? Just throw out some answers. Why not?
Kind of like,
Inferior, yeah?
it's kind of like they're answering questions for themselves that you don't really need to be concerned about. You know?
Well, and it's their opinion.
Right, exactly.
Right? Who knows if it's applicable today for me in the place that I'm at with my life and my circumstances and my stuff? Just because it's their agenda doesn't mean I'm ready to hear it and do something about it. If I have 55 things on my list and they throw it in, maybe it's 20, but it's certainly not 1. So we can't come at people with our agenda and think they're going to respond and act and get out of not being in their potential. They're going to stay right where they're at. And now you just added one more thing, one more reason for them to stay there. So how do you elicit in other people, okay, great. I see that you have this amazing potential, and I see that you probably have a list of 55 things that you got to get done. How do you get the first one done for sure, no matter what? So what do you do?
I mean, for me, I like to connect on a relationship level where I'm not telling someone what to do because I hate it when someone tells me what to do.
Okay.
So it's more along the lines of I'm coming in as I'm the ear that you can talk to. What else do you love so much that you want? I mean, potential could be just making sure that they wake up and they have their shake today, to not even being involved in the business, to actually taking, calling up baby father to make sure that he brings the money and the shoes to the baby today at 3.
Great. So she said 3 things. Did everybody catch 3 things that she said? So you guys got to listen really close to when people are talking, because she went like this and it was fast. So we got to listen, okay? Number 1.
Build a relationship.
That's right. Build a relationship. Talk about what do they love in their life. What do they love? That's going to get them motivated inside a different mindset than, you're coming at me and you're telling me I got all this potential. Okay? Remind them of when they're down and they're going to kick themselves. They do a great job. Who here does a great job of kicking yourself when you're down? Yep. Right. No one can do a better job than kicking you down. Okay? So, how do we support people when whatever you're going to share with them, let's leave them in a place where they're just kicking themselves 1 kick less, right? At least 1 kick less. Okay, good. 2, what's the second thing that she shared? Communication. What specifically, though? So allowing them through a question. So it wasn't just the communication part of it, but she asks them a question. So I want to break it down to the smallest piece of, she asked the question called, what do you love? But really, she asked a question. We go at people with an opinion and advice. But if we miss the question part of it, we don't give them a choice. We just offer our opinion. Okay? What's the last thing that she said?
Support them where they're at with whatever they need support in their life.
Meet them. Meet them where they're at. What a beautiful way to build mutual respect. What a beautiful way to honor their potential. When we give them feedback, we don't necessarily honor the potential that they are, and so they stay stuck in the being potential and not the potential itself. Right? So honoring people really has them have to now look at themselves. You guys get to look at yourself. And what a gift when someone honors you to look at yourself. It's awesome. Great, let's hear it for Stephanie. Hey, who else got something from the video?
Well, this point's definitely been, it's come up a lot of different times in my life, but just not being perfect is really important. Like, I get all bummed out, about little things a lot of the time. And, sometimes it's, actual challenge for me to, get over it, it feels like I'm working. So just hearing that from somebody who's successful sometimes just kind of gives me that confidence to let it go more easily.
Okay, great. So will you break down for me the 3 points that you had?
With respect to that?
Yeah, you just said something and there were 3 points in that. So why I'm breaking it into 3s is so you guys can take it home out the door. If we don't break it down, then it's a bunch of conversations and we don't know how to package it and use it out there. So we break it into 3s, and now you've got, there's 3, here's 6, whoever has the next 3. Pull the 3 that's for you out of every conversation, and now you have what to share out the door. Yeah? Okay, great.
Okay, so hearing it from someone else?
So number 1, not being perfect.
Yeah.
Number 2. It's what you just said, but you said it really beautifully a moment ago.
Hearing it from someone else?
A successful person can have those issues too. So not being perfect and then recognizing a successful person has issues too, I can get through this. It's kind of like your own self-affirmation. And the last one?
Not stressing about it, not worrying about it.
Sure, great. Or not letting it stop you.
Yeah.
In whatever ways, whether it's not stressing or not worrying or whatever, but just not letting it stop you. Like recognizing, oh, here it is again. It's showing up. What do I have to learn so that I can get to the next step? Awesome. What's your name one more time?
Nick.
Nick, great. Perfect. Thank you, Nick. Elise.
Yes. What I learned from the video?
Yeah.
Well, I was downstairs and came up halfway through, so I learned that being present from the beginning is very important.
And if you're not.
And if you're not, then, you know, it was still powerful. I actually got a lot of what Melissa got out of it, the passion and the power that he was speaking with. And just knowing that if someone actually does walk into the middle of a conversation with the passion and the power, if you're speaking it, somebody can still be enrolled and be excited about what's happening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a key lesson. You guys judge that you walk into something, you're too late, and you lose all of the information that there is forward because you're already talking about how bad you are. Oh, I was late. Oh, I missed it. Oh, this would have been really good if I got it from the beginning. Cover your ears. Everybody put their hands over the ears. And just start talking. Just say whatever you need to say. Just start talking. Go. Everybody talk. It sounds really funny. You can't really hear it. It's a little bit muffled. It's not super great. Awesome. Put your hands down. Right? It's muffled. You're going to miss something. You walk in here with your hands on your ears talking while the video's playing. And you pretend like that's not going on. Come on. Show up in the moment. Because in the moment, there's something beautiful for you to get. Otherwise, you would have walked in sooner. And if you judge that you needed to be here at a different time, you're missing the time you're there. Be there when you're there. That's it. That's all you need to be. Be there when you're there. Get what you're supposed to get right there. It's enough. Can you imagine if you walked in and every single one of these people had to talk and you're like, oh my God, this is so much information. What's my 3? All you need is 3. Just walk out the door with 3 and you've done something for the day. Right? So what are your 3 in every conversation? No matter how early you are or how late you are or how unhappy you are or how uncomfortable you feel, whatever. Don't let that be the earmuffs on your head talking to yourself in the background wondering why you're not getting what you want to get out of it. And when you forget, put your hands on your ears and start talking. You'll remember really quickly it's not going to be so effective. Right? Awesome. Who else learned something? That's right.
Okay. When you said that let go of something good in order to get something great. And what I took from that was that a lot of times we can become so complacent in our life where something may go good and you may be comfortable. But in order to get great or to become great, you have to get uncomfortable. And you know, I related it to me picking and choosing people that I want to talk to.
Ooh, I love it. Great.
That's good. It's going good. But how can I be great? I need to talk to everyone and get uncomfortable. So that's
Yeah, if Mark Q's vision is going to be realized, every household, every pantry is not going to happen by picking and choosing him. It's going to happen because the person we least expected to say yes is just waiting for you. Right?
Yes.
Awesome. I'd like to hear from you in the back.
I was gonna say what he
Oh, no.
but since he said I can raise my hand, I kind of want to leave.
What's your name, please?
Kathy.
Kathy, great, thank you.
But I pretty much got that, like, most of the times you say.
I say.
Or, yeah. Well, I say that you, like, this is bad, I have to do that. And then you go to good and you just settle for that. But I never heard it said like how he said it, so I like that.
Awesome. And so how are you going to do that? What's one way you're going to do that this week?
I guess whatever I'm doing now, since I feel that it's a good thing.
So
just
what
try
are
to
you doing now?
Challenge myself as far as working out and stuff.
Okay, great. So in the area of working out, perfect.
That part.
So how are you going to make it great this week?
Go, like, stick to my plan.
Okay.
Whatever I did last week.
And when you let yourself off the hook and you give excuses, who's going to call you on it? No, who's going to call you on it? Because you'll let yourself off the hook. Who's going to call you on it? So let's pick a person. Who's going to call you on it? Pick someone.
In here?
It could be in here, but you're going to have to exchange numbers and enroll them in being your accountability partner this week. But yeah, sure, why not? Who wants to be your accountability partner this week? Who here? Let's go. She just gave you an offer. Who here's going to be your accountability? Right. Exchange numbers. Good. Right, you guys? Why not? Life has accountability partners. Another one just walked in the door. Ask them to hold you to account. Kathy, if you could have done it on your own, you wouldn't have the good conversation. You would have the great conversation. Oh, I'm on board with him. I'm already doing great. And when I don't, I got my friend Ray calling me. No, I want you guys to notice one other thing. Do you see that Kathy said, I don't know, and then told us the whole answer? Kathy, you know. Who else says that to get themselves off the hook? Stop it. Awesome. Who else got something from the video? Jennifer.
My thing was diamonds are made under pressure, and just what that means for me is that, you know, we all have struggles in our lives, and I've been going through a lot lately, and if I give up right now, I'm never going to become a diamond.
Awesome. Here for Jennifer. Yes. Awesome. So what happens when you get under pressure and you do give up? What are you going to do about it now? Because you're going to do it. Sometimes you're human. Sorry, hate to break it to you, but sometimes.
Well, I actually have my coach as my accountability partner,
Great.
and so he calls me and is like, okay, what are you doing?
Great.
Get out of bed, like, get up and do something.
Excellent. And you listen to him?
I listen to him.
Awesome. Great. Perfect. Great. Okay, who else wants to share? Right here in the front row, Old Navy.
Me?
Yep. What's your name?
My name is Joe.
Joe. Okay, great. Thank you.
What did I learn?
I see you avidly taking notes, and when someone's taking notes, they got to learn a bunch. So I want to hear what you learned.
I'm taking notes because I'm new.
Perfect.
I'm very green around
That's
the
the
edges.
best. New is the best. Has anybody ever here been new to something? Perfect. You're in the perfect place.
Oh, great.
It's so great.
What did no, I come from the same, well, not the same background, but a psychology background as well. So a lot of what ET is saying is very applicable to my old client base.
Great.
So just picking up on that and how I'm going to take my past experience and the video and all these new experiences and apply it towards being an awesome health coach.
Okay, great. And let's talk about one step. What's one thing you'll do this week? Because you guys, this is Motivational Monday. The goal is that you walk out this door, share something you learned, and then do something about it. It's not just talking, it's got to walk the talk too, right? Okay, good.
Well, I'm gonna go with the don't be good, be great thing because
Okay.
I've been setting up plans and going over all the website documents and all that stuff. So I'm gonna be great at that this week.
Okay, good. Great. And
Instead of
who's going
good
to
at
hold
it.
you to account for that?
My coach.
Okay, great. So please, when you leave here, make sure that you put yourself on the hook with them and tell them that's how you're going to be great and what that's going to look like. Like, is it measurable? You know, are you going to give a little summary of the different parts of it that you learn so that they get, oh, she really got this handled, and they also learn where your questions are.
Yes.
You know, my greatest thing is when a coach comes to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I read this document and I don't agree with this and I don't know how to do that and I'm not sure about this. Like, perfect. I'm so glad you're engaged. Let's go through that. Because now I know where to help from. You know, if you come to me and you're like, it was a lot of great information. I'm like, great. Want to tell me any more than that? So it's great. It makes it easier for the people to coach you. Perfect. Excellent. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Benjamin.
Okay, great, Benjamin.
My favorite thing about the video was when he kept saying, I nailed it. And then when he said that, I was already in the studio. You know what I mean? He already mentally won because he visualized it. He went in the future, he came back in the present, and he created it. And that's my favorite thing.
Awesome. And what about that is something that you can implement in your life? Where else have you not, or have you envisioned winning something and you've done that? You've nailed it.
I just moved to LA about 3 days ago. I left everything behind in Texas, and I came here for a new life. So
Great.
I nailed it.
So you nailed it! So who's here for First Steps training? Okay, great. So we're at the end of our time for our Unbelievable Motivational Mondays. I want to thank you guys so much. We're going to be running them 45 minutes and down the line sometime in April. The format's going to change just a little bit, and the timing might change just a little bit, so we'll keep you attuned and you'll know. But please share it, and this is a beautiful vehicle to invite people to participate at a different level. 20% fitness, 80% nutrition, and 100% mindset. This gets your mind straight for the whole entire week and helps you go out the door and do what?
Share.
Pass it on.
Pay it
forward.
Team photo. Team photo.
also do something like Hold on. Okay, I got everyone. Motivation on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bye, everybody. We're out. Have a great Monday. Have a great week, and go learn some stuff.